Warpugs. Lindsay's here, and Lindsay's gonna tell us about false cats. Now, we just checked out something from Casual Geographic not too long ago about little cats, you know, tiny cats, cougars. I don't even know what to say about that. Cougars being not listed as a big cat kind of offends me on a very, very personal level. It's called a mountain lion. It cannot roar, so therefore it's not a big cat. I'm a little bit disconcerted about that because my house cat roars. So it doesn't really roar, it yowls. It's just pissed off, okay? Lindsay is gonna tell us the history of false cats. I'm telling you what, Casual Geographic, Lindsay, Z Frank, Extinct Zoo, they're like a catastrophic punching of my face when it comes to knowledge about animals, and I'm loving it. Warpugs, I hope that you enjoy this. Please go check out Lindsay. Please go check her out. Her links are going to be in the description below, including the link to this video. So, give her a listen. If you like her, if you've never seen her before, go check her out. And thank you so much for recommending this channel to me, guys. Let's go.
Cats. Your brain goes in many different directions. Your house cats, also wild cats, big cats, little cats, extinct cats like the saber-toothed cats. They're all cats. We've covered all of them in this series.
Oh, look at the little fluff face, yes.
But there's one lineage that I think deserves an episode, even though they're not cats at all. The Nimravids, also known as the false cats. You might be thinking, how can this be so? They look like cats, so they must be cats. And yet they're not. And here's where things take an even bigger twist.
In 1972, the government instituted a project.
Nimravids were around millions and millions of years before cats even existed. They're called the false cats, but in many ways, they're actually the OG cats.
OG cats.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Okay, so allow me to introduce you to this lost lineage and answer the question, who really are the false cats? My name is Lindsay Nikole, and this is the last episode of the history of cats that we know of. That we know of to the series name, and also to it being the last episode.
Oh!
First things first, I have some very exciting news. I'm teaming up with Cheetah Conservation Fund to host
Who is this?
fundraiser in LA on October 1st. It's called Shots for Spots. It'll be from 7 to 10 p.m. in West LA. Venue details will be provided with ticket purchase. There will be specialty craft cocktails, small bites, and a variety of opportunities to help raise money for CCF, like a live auction where you could win a stay at CCF, the ability to name one of their recently rescued cheetah cubs.
Dude!
Tickets will be at the link
That's
in the
cool.
description. It'll send you to a PDF with more information and then also a ticket link. There's 2 tickets, general admission and VIP.
Could you imagine being able to name a animal in conservation? Like, that would actually be cool, especially if they gave you updates. You could check in on that. That would be the coolest. I'm just saying.
You will get you 2 complimentary cocktails and access to a meet and greet and photo op with me and Dr. Lori Marker, founder of CCF, at the beginning of the event. All proceeds will go directly to CCF, who work to ensure the survival of cheetahs throughout Africa.
I'm probably stupid. I didn't hear it.
And I hope to see you there. Now back to the video.
All right.
As always, we're gonna get the general information out of the way by starting off with where Nimravids sit in the evolutionary tree.
Oh God, she's back.
Compared to true cats. And for this, I'm whipping out the whiteboard once again. All
yes.
Cats, your lions, tigers, and the house cats currently knocking shit off the shelves in your home are in this group, felony. This also includes the extinct.
I love the fact that she pronounces it felony because that's what cats are.
Saber-toothed cats, the Mecharodons. They're saber teeth. These are all collectively felony, the cats. I've also mentioned that cats are in a much larger group, the carnivorids, in order Carnivora. Other carnivores you know and love are bears, hyenas, even seals we talked about last week. And it just so happens, generally, all carnivores can be placed into 2 main groups, cat-like and dog-like. Feliformia, Caniformia.
And California.
Feliformia, the cat-like group, includes, you guessed it, cats, the felids, and also mongooses, civets. When you think about it, those make sense. Cats evolved from a civet-looking ancestor. Also hyenas. I know, a twist. You might have expected them on the dog side, but they're on the cat side. Hyenas are full of surprises. On the cat side, females have pseudopene. They do whatever the fuck they want. And also, on the cat side, in Feliformia, the Nimravids. So, to recap, Nimravids are not
about cats.
True cats, but they are carnivores. And more specifically, cat-like carnivores.
Yay!
I know that the way that I wrote this out and cat-like and dog-like groups sounds like they're based on appearances only in a very elementary school kind of classification system.
Sometimes it's needed to be like that because I'm an idiot.
But Belliformia and Caniformia are genetically solid. So, we know what Nimravids are not. They're not true cats. They're only distant relatives. But they're so cat in lifestyle and build that it's honestly tough to tell the difference unless you start looking inside the skull. That's where the key differences show up. Nimravids lack a complete bony enclosure, the middle ear, that all true cats have, an internal detail that is invisible without a microscope or a CT scanner. Yeah, fucked. They're false cats based on some CT scanning, microscopic shit. Extremely emotionally invalidating if you ask me. But there's one thing both living cats and Nimravids probably had in common. It's a talent for a nice cat nap. True cat nap or false cat nap. Take your pick. Too bad Nimravids never got to experience the sheer bliss of a night on a Helix sleep mattress, who just so happened to be the sponsor of today's video. If you've been around for a while, you know I've had a long saga with Helix. First, they hooked up my sister with a mattress for graduation, and I instantly got jealous because it was insanely comfortable. So I ended up getting one for my own office daybed, so I could provide my guests with a luxury experience.
I have a daybed. It does not look like that.
Their sleep quiz matches you to your perfect mattress based on your body and sleep preferences. I got matched with the Helix Midnight model, same as my sister. I guess siblings look alike and sleep alike as well. The process is super simple. Helix ships the mattress free in the US, right to your door. It arrives vacuum sealed in a box. Just unroll it, let it expand. In a few minutes, you're living better than any Nimravid ever did.
Yay!
The only downside to having a Helix mattress in my office is that my guests extend their stay, making it quite difficult to get my work done. But isn't that what life is all about? Helix is the most awarded mattress brand. The Helix Midnight Luxe has been ranked as the best overall mattress according to both Forbes and Wired and me. On top of mattresses, they also have mattress toppers with premium pressure relief, or even organic materials like the Birch Plush Organic Mattress Topper. They also have a variety of sheets, bedding, and pillows of all different sorts of materials, whatever you're interested in. If you're even a little curious, Helix gives you a 100-night sleep trial. Yes, 100. 100. Plus a 10-year warranty. And for those of you who sweat like banshees in the night, yes, they have options to keep you cool. There's an exclusive 27% off for viewers of this video, and that is off your
Dude, that is good. That is a deal.
Entire order. Go to helixsleep.com. Thank you, Helix, for sponsoring this video and for supporting a good night's sleep for humans and the true cats in my home. Fortunately, not for the false prehistoric cats. Now, back to Nimravids. Nimravids show up in the fossil record as far back as the late Eocene, like 40 million years ago. And for tens of millions of years, they dominated as the apex predators of the northern hemisphere. And they diversified to shit. Saber teeth. Boom. Nimravids had them first. The sleek, low-slung bodies. Retractable claws. The silent stalking. Boom, boom, boom. Nimravids checked off many of those boxes too. They were the cat body plan before cats became cool. It's like how being emo is all of a sudden cool. And I'm not complaining.
Emo comes and goes, okay? In the late 90s, emo was okay. Early 2000s, emo was kind of okay. I'm guessing it's coming back now. We all have cartoons to blame for goth.
But damn, shit was different when I was in middle school. Because Nimravids show up on the scene before cats did, they were actually thought to be the ancestors of cats for a long time. Back in the medieval ages of the 1800s and early 1900s. Makes sense. They didn't have CT scans back then. Now we know that is not the case. And it's just that the cat form is elite. We know this by now. And as time has gone on, as science has advanced, as the fossil record has become more and more revealed, we've started to realize that Nimravids have had the same kind of diversity that the true cats have had over time. They range in size from like 30 to 400 pounds that we know of for now. So, not as drastic as cats.
What is this music right now?
Alive today, but just like the cat lineage, the Nimravid lineage is thought to have split into two main directions. Hoplophonae, who stuck pretty consistently to saber-tooth forms, and Nimravini, who were fucking all over the place.
Okay. Saber-tooth forms and fucking all over the place. I am with you. Continue, good lady.
Some of them independently converged on body types and ecologies, eerily similar to modern cats, even evolving conical, unserrated teeth like today's lions and cheetahs, millions of years before any true cat made an appearance. Yet, they are still considered false cats. Rude, if you ask me. But let's keep running through it. This idea of
so basically, it all comes down to if they have a little bone in their ear. Weird.
The two main branches is pretty new. Comes from a paper published in 2021 by paleontologist P.Z. Barrett, which is a sick-ass name. And the paper was essentially like, here's a new hypothesis, here's my evidence, take it or leave it. And the scientific community has been like, hell yeah, sounds good. The evidence was solid. The idea of how Nimravids all related to each other before was a bit, what's a word for not nuanced? Not nuanced.
There we go.
Simple. With a wide variation in saber-tooth length, the default idea was that Nimravids became more and more specialized for saber-tooth lifestyle over time. Kind of like the classic human evolution graphic, which we do not accept here. But imagine on the left is no sabers, and then on the right is big sabers, all in one group, all in one line. At least that's my understanding of what we used to think. I didn't even know Nimravids were a thing until after 2021, like probably 2022. So I might as well be learning about outdated shit from the 60s.
There you go.
Anyway, P.Z. Barrett's analysis is evidence that Nimravid evolution was much more vibrant and complex, with saber teeth evolving multiple times in multiple different variations. As always, nature never gives shit to you straight. So, with that, let me introduce you to some false cats in particular. First up, Eusmilus adelis. Eusmilus adelis. On the saber-toothy side of the...
She thought it, but at the same time, like right when she said it, I thought it, and then she did it, so... yeah.
Split. And this false cat was a hella heavy hitter. One of the largest Nimravids. One of. That we know of.
Yeah.
Based on more recent fossil evidence. It got to about the size of a lion with some bear-like qualities as well. It's large, deeply rooted upper canines, supported by heavy muscled jaws, reinforced cheekbones, made it a clear-cut, specialized ambush predator. The size of Eusmilus suggests it could take on prey much larger than itself, stabbing into thick-skinned prey, like ancient rhinos and rhino-like creatures, Metaminodon, perhaps. So yes, very similar to large cats alive today. The existence of Eusmilus is one of the reasons paleontologists had to rethink the straight line to saber-tooth narrative. They coexisted with smaller, less specialized Nimravids in the same kind of regions, in the same kind of ecosystems.
I always found it weird, because there were studies done on the saber-toothed cats, the Smilodons, actual ability to use the teeth and what they would be using them for, and they found them to be very, very laterally weak. If I'm remembering what I saw correctly, which meant they couldn't deal with side-to-side stresses that well. It just makes you wonder how they hunted successfully as they did for as long as they did. And how they even ate.
So there's a whole texture of predator types within the same ecosystem of just Nimravids alone. Who are some of these smaller, less specialized Nimravids, you ask? Boom. Hoplophonius. If Eusmilus is like Simba, Hoplophonius is like Scar. Scrappy, petty, brutal as fuck. Their fossils are some of the best documented
I can do petty
cases of intraspecific combat in the fossil record, meaning they fought each other to shit. Many of their skulls have punctures and healed fractures of old wounds, clearly caused by their brethren. Also, by the way, you're telling me this isn't a fucking cat? Obviously it's not, and I accept that. It is not a true cat. Evolution is just nuts, and sometimes a bit like, all right, relax. Relax on the cat specifically. Hoplophonius blended the saber-toothed plant with a more generalized cat-like build. Short, stockier limbs, and somewhat less extreme canine elongation than in other saber-tooths. They were aiming for smaller prey than Eusmilus because of this. Early horses and camels, probably. Next, my personal favorite, Deinalurus. This false cat is sometimes called the cheetah-morph Nimravid, and for
it looks like a
good reason. Unlike many Nimravids, which went all in on the saber-tooth lifestyle, Deinalurus went in a totally different direction.
How is hyenas considered cats, but
speed. The moment you look at its skull, you know you're dealing with a quick cat. It's broad and rounded, with a short face and massive nasal openings. Critical for fast-running animals. Big nasal passages help suck in air rapidly, cooling the brain, powering those muscles for long pursuits. Because Deinalurus wasn't a sit-and-wait ambush predator. They were all about pursuit. Probably. And then the teeth. Gone are the wicked sabers of its cousins. Instead, they had conical, unserrated canines and rounded cheek teeth. Teeth made for gripping, not slicing. So they ate more like a cheetah or a leopard, latching onto smaller, quick prey, rather than stabbing and shredding slow-moving giants. But here's the thing, we only have the skull. The body, sadly, is still MIA. Scientists assume, based on the structure of the skull and the hints we do have, that Deinalurus might have had long, slender limbs, just like cheetahs, to match the qualities we know about them from their skulls. But were they as fast as a cheetah? Who's to say? Until we find more complete fossils, we can't be sure. But the head...
When I was a kid, the cheetah was my favorite animal, flat out.
Adaptations and two specializations point to a pursuit predator lifestyle. I need more info on them pronto. Another Quercylurus, sick name, and the largest Nimravid that we know of, possibly exceeding modern lions in mass. Some estimates suggest they got up to 440 pounds. Living in the lush forests of Europe, they had muscular bodies with plantigrade feet planted on the ground, like ours. Planted. Cats. Some other false cats. Some other carnivorans like dogs. They have a digitigrade stance on the digits. But plantigrades like us also like bears, so almost bear-like feet and a robust build for ambushing large prey. Their premolars were nuts and hint that
So in other words, they were thick.
they could crush bone as part of their diet. So
Nice.
an ravid with some hyena-esque tendencies, as well as cat-like stealth, bone crushing, querciloris. You can't tell
Yeah.
me that's not unbelievably sick as fuck. How about a little one? Eophilus, the little false cat of Europe. Unlike their heavyweight relatives, Eophilus was caracal-sized. Probably had a
Oh.
lifestyle more like small wild cats today.
Nice.
Stalking birds, reptiles, small mammals, maybe up in the trees. Who knows? A lot of
Yay.
cats today are up in the trees. All we know is they were smaller false cats, probably doing the same kind of shit, looking the same kind of way that small true cats look today. And finally, the classic Nimravis. Not to be confused with the discontinued fixed blade knife that was fucking 80% of the search results when you look up Nimravis. This false cat is the OG Nimravid, the namesake of the group, and notable for not only fitting the profile of a classic saber-toothed pseudo-cat, but also for more direct fossil evidence of violent encounters between individuals.
Ah.
Yeah, again, many of their skulls, including well-studied skulls, show punctures and heel damage that's a result of combat between competitors, usually going for the head. Yikes. So, Nimravis was probably involved in aggressive, possibly territorial battles, which is, yes, again, much like modern true big cats.
Yep.
So, once again, the false cats are showing up to be more like the OG cats, morphologically, behaviorally, and in diversity as well. So in terms of answering who are the Nimravids, I feel like I've done a pretty good summary. But we're
Yes.
not done yet.
Okay.
The shit hasn't even gotten as muddy as it can get.
Oh.
There's another branch of false cats that have bounced around the feliform tree since they were discovered in 1970. They are the Barbarafelids. The current consensus, based on the most recent
That is a chunky thing right there. Oh my god.
studies, puts Barbarafelids in as a subfamily of the Nimravids, so would be in here rather than out here. But not everyone's convinced. This is one place where the mud refuses to settle. They are a taxonomic nightmare, but very sick looking.
Sick looking, yes, but how did they hunt? Look how big their teeth are.
Barbarafelids, for example, built like a fucking tank. That's the one thing with Barbarafelids is you already know what the fuck is going on by their name. Barbaric, bear-like cats. Barbarafelis specifically was tiger-sized, with a skull reinforced for bone crushing and massive forearms for dragging down big prey.
Thick.
And their teeth, those fucking sabers,
Yeah?
no joke, capable of slicing and grappling onto their prey. And as you can see, very Smilodon in overall vibe, but via a different evolutionary path. And way earlier, back like 10 million years ago, way before Smilodon.
Yeah.
There's one genus that really muddies the water between Nimravids and Barbarafelids.
Go
It's
for it.
Prosanxanasmilus. Quite a name. They have a strange mix of both classic Nimravid and more mysterious Barbarafelid traits, sometimes seeming to belong to one group, sometimes the other. Really depends on the study, depends on the day. It's muddy as fuck. What can I say? But isn't that just a classic cat situation? Nature has produced the cat form multiple times, in multiple different lineages, and in a variety of ways. You've got true cats, but before that, false cats. And within the false cats, you can't tell what the fuck is this false cat, or maybe a totally separate false cat, or maybe just a different version of that other false cat. What these false cats did, above all, was showcase convergence. Two different lineages, evolving the same shit for likely the same reasons. Saber teeth, flexible wrists, streamlined and bulky body plans. These cat things evolved millions of years before true cats did themselves. Nimravids and Barbarafelids filled all the same ecological roles. The ambush predator, the cheetah on the open plain, even the mega brawler. So, to call Nimravids and Barbarafelids false cats is dismissive of who they really are. Makes them sound like imposters. But they were the cat trailblazers, showing just how many times and how many ways evolution found its way to catness, even long before the first true cat evolved.
Okay.
That's the cat series for now, History of Cats. The series is done for now. I'm gonna be moving on because I'm starting a new series. Kind of mentioned it in my Extinct series, the Human Evolution series. But I
Yay.
heard your advice, I read the comments, and I agree. The history and evolution of us is a little too long. The history of us sounds like we're gonna be talking about history. So I decided it's the evolution of us.
Okay.
Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your advice. Thank you for your concerns as well. The evolution of us, the first episode, will be coming out in 2 weeks. It's the
Yay.
next video that's gonna be coming out on this channel because we're taking a little break to get this shit together. I'm very excited, and if you saw my note on the community tab, I did get a whole team together for this series. I'm very, very excited.
Nice.
So, I hope you're excited, and if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that first episode in 2 weeks.
Let's
Check out
go.
my Patreon, where I'm actually, well, by the time you see this, it'll be done already, but I'm doing a live stream tomorrow, and I'm gonna be doing live streams once a month. You're also gonna be able to vote on future video topics and have access to the Discord server. And for
Yay.
now, stay curious. The world has a lot for us to learn. See ya!
Hey!
Ow! Hit the fucking Roomba.
All right. Yeah, scratch head. I'm bald. Anyhow, war pugs. This is what I was talking about. This is why I enjoy Lindsay's channel, because I did not know that the Smilodons were not part of that whole conversation, to be honest with you. I did not know that they were not part of the whole conversation. I've always, ever since I saw that whole thing about saber-toothed cats and Smilodons, I always wondered how they actually managed to eat, how they managed to do basic things. But some of those forms did make kind of sense. If you look at big cats today, there is no... If you look at big cats today and the small cats from Casual Geographic's video, in many ways, there's no way to dispute, like, you take a look at it, you're like, oh, okay, this is a cat. Same thing with these. I'm wondering if it's just that bone. If it's just that bone, what is the thing about that bone that makes a cat versus non-cat? Or is it just a species type thing? What is it about that bone in the ear that makes it so prevalent that they would separate them into two different categories? See what I did there, categories? It's a thing. It kind of confuses me, but that's why I watch stuff like this, so I can get answers and find out new stuff. That's one of the best things about adulting, when you find out stuff that you didn't know. Warpugs, thank you so much for watching. Join me on Patreon or as a member. I am going to be trying to live stream this week. I'm looking to do Hunter the Parenting. I am so ready to do that. Warpugs, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you guys next time.